Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to I am your host, Tyrone Bridges. Let's get it. Check. Check one, check two. Good morning. Good morning. Share it. Share it. We got some breaking news this morning. Share it. Share it. Check. Today is June 9th, 2021. Y'all please share this. We got some powerful updated news for you. Following our show last night. So let's talk. Share it. This show probably ain't gonna make very many friends, but it's news. It's news. It's breaking news. It's follow up from last night. Good morning, everybody. I am your host of the show. I thought you knew, Tyrone Bridges, and I have some breaking news for everybody. This morning, following a local Ypsilanti shooting last night that we talked about. It didn't happen last night, but it was posted on our I Thought You Knew group page. And it was talked over and over and over and over again by many other pages. Let me break some news to you. Everybody's wondering, how did this man get this low cash bond to get out of jail after shooting a 6-year-old? Look, let me make something real clear to you. I ain't no lawyer. But as y'all see the stories that we covered over and over again in the recent weeks, that it is the prosecuting attorney that has the authority to hold a suspect. Not to mention, the judge has to follow instructions unless the judge wants to rule outside the prosecutor's discretion. But let's talk about that. It's a bigger picture behind last night, bigger picture. So let me set the tone. Let me put our disclaimer out there first. For those who have tender ears, please exit the show because this is not for you. I'll wait. All right, thank you. Sending a heartfelt prayers out to that young man who was shot and his family. Look, I put on the actual trial, the actual arraignment on our Facebook group page. It was done June 7th, 2021. And the presiding judge was Magistrate Fink. Magistrate Fink. Watch the video. Watch the video. I am not bashing the judge. Watch the video closely. I'm going to set the content to you. When you watch the video, unless they pull it down, the man that shot the young boy wasn't arraigned in Washtenaw County. He was arraigned in Livingston County. You asking the question why? He was arraigned via Zoom in Livingston County. Okay? Watch the video. The video speaks for itself. It's public information. Now, at the end of the video cut because the judge and the defendant's attorney had a side conversation, and I don't see any other video after that. So it has been told to me, and I am bringing this news to everybody in Washtenaw County, the state of Michigan, that this young man's father is a member of the law enforcement in Washtenaw County. I don't know what law enforcement, but his father is not at fault for him discharging that firearm and shooting that boy. But something is very wrong with this picture. Something is very fishy with this picture. If a man shoots a child in the community, is not outraged, it's because of a main reason. Things don't look like they supposed to look. But here I am, an independent news journalist, and I'm bringing this information to you. So read it, share it, do whatever you want to do with it. The buck falls at the prosecuting attorney's office, Ypsilanti, setting these low bonds, putting our community at risk. Think about it. Now I want to address all the protesters who came out during the Black Lives Matter protests. Black Lives Matter protests, who was out there protesting for the death of George Floyd and also other matters in Washtenaw County. This is a call to you from our show. I thought you knew. Let me ask live right now on this show, for those who have protested with the prosecuting office, the prosecutor, Ellie Sabbath, will you stand up and protest the bond situation given to these individuals that are committing crimes in our community? This is your challenge. Protest against that. Protest against the low bonds, the PR bonds. Protest against what happened to the suspect in this 6-year-old shooting. The 6-year-old didn't deserve it. Whether he was shooting, accidentally discharged his firearm, or whatever. In the video, I seen kids running. That means kids were terrorized. The little boy said he chased him with a hammer. He couldn't catch him. Does that matter? Or because this young man, who is the suspect father, a part of law enforcement, do we supposed to get a pass? Do we supposed to get a pass? Washtenaw County, Black Lives Matter. All right. Do we supposed to get a pass? I'm saying to you, those who are listening to this show, we cannot tolerate this fuckery. We cannot tolerate it. I said something to Mr. Ellie Sabbath during the interview, and I want to play it with y'all just in case if y'all didn't hear it last night, and here it go.
While you talking about you're not going to seek a life sentence without possibility of parole, but if that bullet would have hit your kid, one of your opponent's kid, or one of your friends' kids, one of my kids, a lax prosecution will probably cause more destruction in the community. If you understand where I'm coming from.
A lax prosecution will cause more destruction in our community. For those who heard what I just said, share this video with other groups. Share it. Share it with the groups that don't speak about this. Share it. 6-year-old. A 6-year-old child do not deserve to be a product of this neglectful political system who've actually tried to give this young man a pass who pulled the trigger. That's not Washtenaw County justice. That's not Black Lives Matter. And that's not protecting our community. I'm making an appeal right now to the prosecuting attorney's office. Seek us. We need to talk about this. You don't want to talk about it? We're going to go over and over and over and over again about this. Unless there are more crimes that is called to our show to share the injustice that you have given to our Washtenaw County residents. Look, it is totally unfair to residents in Washtenaw County that just because they don't have a family member on the law enforcement or within the court system or within the system, period. They don't have passes. They don't have look the other way. They don't have MLive that refuse to report stuff to the public. What you get? You get lies and cover-ups. How can the Washtenaw County prosecuting attorney, Ellie Sabbath, go back and request a higher bond? Think about that. Think about that, y'all. And for those who are out here saying on these group pages that, look, he's going to request for a higher bond. Those are his people. Those are his people. Everybody who knows me knows the system. I know the system very well. I was in the system. But this right here, unheard of. And what's the problem right now in Washtenaw County? Ain't enough white people is outraged about this situation. If it was a Black man who fired a shot and hit an Asian kid or a white kid, it'll be hell to pay. I guaranteed you he'd be in jail without a bond, without negotiation. Call me on it. Have you ever heard of a case in any state that the news refused to report the real facts about the case? Probably many, not talked about. We talk about the hard stuff because when these politicians come across our show and spew out what they're going to do and this, that, and the other, we fact check. We fact check and we bring the public information. We bring the public information. Now, let's hear somebody post things about rallies about this situation. We need them. Where they at? I hear crickets. I hear crickets. Get mad at the messenger if you want to. You know me. You know what's happening with me too. White folks, black folks, Asian folks, minorities in Washtenaw County who actually vote. This should matter to you. We ain't even 6 months completely in this new prosecuting attorney's administration. And look at what we're getting. This is Tyrone Bridges, what I thought you knew. I will be reporting more on this situation, and also the lack of answer to my FOIA's request from Tammy Richards over at the Washtenaw County's office. I've asked about the FOIA request that I made regarding the 2 young ladies who were sexually assaulted at Happy's Pizza. Apparently, my request has been stalled, and I asked any lawyers that are interested in finding out why they're not answering FOIA requests. Call our show, 734-444-3675. We need your help. We got to correct this situation in Washtenaw County. We're having predators out there, unchecked, let go, PR bonds, and murderers, and people who shoot kids. People who shoot kids. A 6-year-old shot out of a window of his girlfriend's house. Shot a 6-year-old. Be outraged about that. Peace.